I'm anti-social, I don't socialize. My anxiety and my emotions high. Bipolar, yet still one of the most polarized rappers. When I drop the comments, is all the
Good afternoon, family. It's your buddy, the 14th Prime, and today's video is brought to you by Aquafina. Why? Because I was thirsty trying to transform all of these in an hour to try to get this video out for y'all. I said the other day we were going to finally take a look at all 13 primes in their alt modes. Day before yesterday, we checked them all out in their robot modes. I didn't want to do a video where I transformed each one. If you want to see that, go to my shorts, type in whichever name of robot you want to see, and there is a short for every prime. I'm gonna make a playlist of that. That's a good idea. Thank you for reminding me I need to do that. But let's get into it in no specific order, but I'm going to try to do them in the order of which I bought them or got them. Now, the weapons, maybe that'll be a whole nother video, and we'll take a look at each of the artifacts that came with them. But no further delay, ladies and gentlemen, let's get right on into it, starting off with Solus. And here she is in her cute and precious dune buggy mode. They call it a Cybertronian truck, but I kind of think that Prima is more of a Cybertronian truck. But yeah, I like this little dune buggy. It was something about her. For one, it's a girl, so I had to pick her up. Two, she's the mother of all female transformers and the Forge Bearer. Very clean. Granted, yes, you can see her body on the bottom, but who sees the bottom? Weapon storage is on it. Now, I didn't do the weapon storage with all of them, so don't get excited. Like I said, that might be a whole separate video. Matter of fact, let's just go and take this off and set that off to the side with the rest of the useless weapons that have to wait for a plate to come. I might just attach them to this and call it a day. But yeah, so there's Solus in her dune buggy, as I like to call it, Cybertronian dune buggy mode. Very fun to transform, I might add. Way more articulated and way more steps involved than what I thought was going to go into a vehicle this small. But one of my top favorites of all of them. Let's sit her over here next to Unicron. And then, now we're getting weird. Okay, Prima. He looks okay from that end. I like the fact that they gave him the, here, well, let's look at what he's supposed to be. So, the first Prime turns into a Cybertronian van of sorts. I do like the clear windows. I like the armored Brinks truck look of him. Another one that has a weird transformation, but it works. In certain ways. Now this is what I don't like. These wheels are not level, and regardless of what you do, I mean, they all hit the ground at the same time, but it gives him this weird, you know what I mean? Like the middle wheels just don't really, they don't touch all at the same. And so like with that, I thought it was a little weird, but again, they did give him his hovercraft mode. Which, now that to me makes sense. That makes sense to me. Now don't look at the bottom because he's looking he's looking at you upside down. But hey, it is what it is. And no, you cannot spin it around and make it work. But I do like the little hovercraft mode way better than the thought of a Cybertronian soccer dad minivan. But hey, he's the first transformer. He didn't know what he was doing. And yeah, he's probably my least favorite vehicle mode so far. So we'll put him down. Next. One that I feel as though was kind of slept on until I started playing with him again this morning. Micronus. I love the fact that hold on, let's get him. There you go. He can ride his little motorcycle. I like that he fits inside of the motorcycle. There's so many other things that you can do with this. The only thing you can't do is pose it because he's just going to fall back into an endless wheelie. Or you can just tuck these down and that will secure him. But then it just, what happened to the exhaust? So I'm going to display them because they're going to stay in vehicle mode for a while because I just haven't done it. Now, I did have to look up, not that I forgot, But it's a lot to transform 13 different toys 13 different ways within an hour to do for a video. But Micronus is very fun. I like how he fits inside of his Apex armor. The bonus is having him. I like having him to become a bigger robot, or, you know, whatever. And then you can take all these little armorizer parts off and attach them to whomever you choose to put him with. Now, speaking of armorizers, let's go straight to Amalgamus and his spider tanks / 2 planes / 2 cars / speedboat / base mode / robot / armored jet / did I say tank? Regular tank? Tank. There's so many things. So many things with this guy. And he might be the most fun out of all of them, only because all of this breaks apart. Now, my only gripe with him, that head will come off just like that. I'm surprised just by talking about it, it hasn't fell off yet. I've lost and dropped, because look how small that is to support that head. Like, it's hard for, I'm not hard for it, but it's just a very small connection. But either way, Amalgamous turned out to be one of my top favorites of all of them, just because of, again, the playability, the fact that, and yeah, this is not transformed how it is on the box. This was something else I was doing with him, because I had used parts of him to connect Quintus and Liege Maximo together to make them one long ship. And I will be showing you that also. But yeah, just the fact that you could break him down into many, many things. Little jets, a little car with wings. You got tanks, robots, drone robots, a sentry drone, you name it. He can pretty much become it if you have a little bit of imagination. Absolutely love Amalgamus Prime. And again, his name is Amalgamus. Say it with me, Amalgamus. Because a lot of people have problems saying his name. I saw an interview with one of the Hasbro designers that could not say Amalgamus to save his life. Just saying. Amalgamus. But yeah, matter of fact, hold on. Before I put him back, you want to take the eyeball off? Take these 2 eyeballs off. Keep them off to the side. You'll see why in a second. Now, the big boys. Megatronus. I was not going to pick this up to save my life, and then I saw him at Walmart, and he was like 35 instead of the 59. And the lady was like, oh, we priced it wrong. You got it, $35. And then he came home with me, and then I had to get rid of the Siege Megatronus that I had customized to look just like this. I even had the furnace and everything. But anyway, the point is, this is a mean tank. Very mean Cybertronian tank. I like the wheels on the bottom. Very clean on the bottom. You can't see his head tucked. Well, you can, but you don't know it. His head is right there. But yeah, now a lot of people didn't like this, the hollowness. But who looks at a tank from the bottom or completely over top? It's not that bad over top, especially means the fact that you have the blast effects that can go all over the place. One of my favorite parts of one of the reasons that I wanted to have him was because I felt like I was going to miss out on the incredible blast effects, that go with him. And then you can just have the fire effects wherever you want on this tank. I'm starting to see why they use this for the Unicron Herald, the soldiers of Unicron, the Heralds of Unicron soldiers or whatever. I get it. You wanted him to still be a tank or whatever. And this is a solid mold, a very, very, very solid mold. But again, this was one of the first ones also that I picked up in the Age of the Primes. Very satisfied with him. The transformation is crazy, intuitive, but fun to do still. So yeah, Megatronus, put him down. That's becoming a stretch. Now, another one. I like to keep Onyx in the 6-legged centaur mode. Another one that you can do many things with. He's a robot. He's a half centaur, and then you can make this dragon-like thing. where they want you to actually take, I'll bend that forward. They want you to take the other legs and wrap him around just so that he, just has the 4 legs or whatever. I like him 6-legged. I do. It's my toy. That's how I that's how I like him, and that's how I want him displayed, with 6 legs. I love the fact that the bow and arrow does become the tail of this beautiful creature. A lot of people are saying that they have an issue with him in robot mode standing up. I get it. So do I. And I put a little nail polish on there, on the joints, and I tightened up the screws in his legs, and now I have no problem with him standing whatsoever. 2 screws are located right there. But that'll tighten that up and give you a little more stability. But even still, with all of that, this was the one I wanted the most. He's just like, he demands a presence. The colors are crazy, but not Vector Prime deep. It's not that new Vector deep brown and black, but I don't know, it just works with him. It really works with him. I like it so much. I love him, honestly. Again, this was the one that I was like, I've got to get Onyx. Even before they showed off Liege and Nexus, which were the 2 that everybody wanted, then they got them and it was like, I hate them. This was the one that I was like, man, I could care less about the rest of them. I need that Onyx. That beast mode is crazy. And all of these, after doing my research, I saw every one of these does have a DNA kit. You know what DNA stands for, I realized? Do not ask. Do not ask how they know exactly the right sizes for everything for every toy that comes out. They automatically have the CAD sheet to fix everything that Hasbro did. And y'all can't tell me nothing. DNA is Hasbro's sister company. Do not ask. That's what it stands for. I'm sticking with that. Now, someone else that I got, because we're almost halfway through now, and he got a lot of flack from me. A lot of flack. Alchemist is, let me take his stuff off. Alchemist is a very clean little truck. To me, it's reminiscent of Bulkhead, and I kind of get it. This has got to be Bulkhead's grandfather. Got to be. He transforms nicely. On my copy, I hate to be that guy to finally say that in the video, but on my copy, when I transform him, I just have to be really easy on the arms, because those arms dislocate and pop clean off. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go look at my other Age of the Primes video from night before last, and I'll show you. Every time I transform him, the arms just come off. It's just that simple. And it's not like I transformed him a lot of times. This was probably like the 3rd time I've transformed all of them. You know what I mean? So like, okay, let's say 5 or 6. But you got to figure, we've had these toys for a year now. A whole year. But I gotta admit, he looks very clean in his bar taxi armored truck mode. Because if you're the bartender and you turn into a car, don't you think that if they get a little too, have a little too much, that you should be able to drive them? Ain't nobody sitting in here. But anyway, still a very clean toy. He rolls well. He's very clean. Very clean. He cleans up very well, and I like that about him. Like, there's no real robot parts hanging off anywhere. If you didn't know that this was a Transformer, you would think that this was just a little army truck. Love that. Now, we're going to get into Alpha Trion. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. What a beautiful toy this is. I actually had to go back and watch how to transform him. Only because I'd only done it like 2 or 3 times, because that's the joy of having his stuff. Today he was a brand new toy. Now, I, for one, was one of the people that when I saw this, that his head was just sitting out at the top, I was like, I don't like that whatsoever. And then I got him and was like, you know what, it's not bad. That's fine. It's fine. As long as you can't see his face. You know what I mean? But yeah, very cool Cybertronian jet, even though he never transformed on the show. And look at that. You know what I mean? Everything is just great at the bottom. This comes out so that he can do that one thing from that one episode, but I've never taken this out, and it's like so stuck in there. Yeah, and I don't want to really rip a fingernail in half trying to get it out for nothing, only to try to put it back in. But yeah, Alpha Trion, smooth little jet, fun transformation, way more intuitive than I thought it was going to be, but nevertheless, still very, very, very enjoyable. All right. Now, before y'all start talking about, hey, 14th Prime, that is not how he's supposed to look. I know that this is not how Nexus is supposed to look because I don't like the giant cassette tape version of him that is on the box. So yeah, I am one of the people that do enjoy the fan mode of him way better. It's a longer plane. It's way more sleek. It doesn't look like a giant flying cassette. It looks more like a Cybertronian jet. And I like that. I don't want this to look like a torso with wings just snapped on the side. And there's his artifact, the Enigma of Combination. So yeah, and it works, you know, obviously, and there's my finger that pops up between that space right there, which is fine. Because if we can forgive Megatronus for being a see-through tank, I can forgive him for being a plane that you can stick your finger through. So, but yes, this was the one that hurt a lot of feelings. This was the one that a lot of people got and was like, I cannot believe they had the nerve to give us this. Well, they did. And it works. It does. He works with Megatronus. He works with Motormaster, Menasor. He obviously was made for Superion. We're obviously going to get the G2 colored Superion someday in the future, 2027, 2028, whatever. He's got his own limbs and stuff coming, which will probably be like a silver bolt. I don't know what they're going to do. I don't know. Because if they're just going to do limbs, then you would just get the extension. I don't know. Time will tell. I ain't even speculating. I'm not going to be like, oh, well, you know, they say, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how they're going to pull it off. Maybe they'll give you maybe they'll repaint Silverbolt and name Silverbolt something else, and he'll be a bonus. I don't know. How do you sell limbs by themselves? Guess we'll find out this time next year. Because again, while watching some of the videos to help me transform these guys, I realized that the videos that I was watching were made a year to a year and a month. So 13 months ago. So we finally did. At least they did complete all 13 primes in a year-ish, you know, whatever. Which is fine. I like that they did it in a timely manner. We got all of them, you know. Well, we're still waiting on Vector, which I said, man, listen, I'd rather have it now than wait for it later. I like these colors better than the chocolate and the gold because Onyx kind of stole the chocolate and gold for me. Whereas this does have enough of a difference. And I like the fact that I can do that. Like, that part is so fun to me. I know it's not right, but still, I like it. The wings are fine to me. I know, again, there's an upgrade kit that makes him shine. I like them like this. It for some reason, it reminds me of a ship from an old Star Trek episode. And I can't remember if it was the Klingon ship or whose ship it was, but it reminds me of that, and I love this. So now we get down to the last three. Quintus Prime and his giant space squid, or a pen. That's, If somebody saw you writing with this, they wouldn't think anything of it. So I like him because of the translucent clear legs. And yes, I did see the upgrade kit. I made the video about it yesterday. Did y'all know that you can take Quintus, take this, and plug that into his foot from Amalgamus. Plug this one into the foot from Amalgamus. Then you take big old Liege, which we'll get to this in a second. Go on and take the darts out. And then you can just pop this right into there. Look at that. One into there, one into there. That's got to stay still. But yeah, they fit right into Liege's ports. And that, of course, on camera, it's not going to work. I did a short on this a couple weeks ago, if you don't believe me. There we go. And then you got this extended Liege and Quintus ship. But that's not what we're doing today. Gonna take that back. If you want to see how to do it, go to the short that I made. But yeah, you just take two of Amalgamis's eyeballs and you just insert them into Liege Maximo's ports right there and right there. And then they go perfectly into his feet. And then you go ahead and close up Liege Maximo with this inside. Yeah, there you go. And you got this super long Quintus ship of death. Now, but yeah, I like how Quintus looks. I like the translucent legs. I like how the ship kind of reminds you of like the ship from Transformers 1, just not as wide. But either way, still a fun figure. Easy to transform. You just lift his arms up. Basically, you lift his arms up and there you go. He's done. And then open up the tentacles. So yeah, another crazy looking ship, which it works. And speaking of crazy looking ships, this right here, like, I guess to me, if it looked like that, or like if I don't know, this is probably my least favorite alt mode out of all of them, even less than Prima. I just, like, I can't make myself like it. I can't. I like the fact that he's, the one that I wanted the most and couldn't wait to get, and so forth and so on. And even putting the darts on him, it still doesn't like change anything. It doesn't make him any cooler. Doesn't make him any. It's just, I don't know. It's just not as cool as I thought he was going to be. Yeah, let's get all the darts in there, and these got to go in a certain way because. Oh, whoops. Yeah, I'm putting it in backwards. Yeah, put all the darts back in, close that back up. And yeah, like, I still think that this part should have came with the Herald of Unicron. They should have incorporated this booster section. But yeah, this is my least favorite alt mode out of all of them. Robot mode, he looks great. He's menacing, he's scary looking, and then all that good stuff. But it's just, this ain't it. This is just, especially when, is that everybody? No, that's not everybody. That's not it when you got a vehicle mode like this. If you have been on the channel, you know Optimus is not my favorite person. I always feel like he's the first one to come out in everything or whatever. Hasbro lied to us and said, no, we would never do a Titan class Optimus Prime. Are you stupid? And then we got this mini Titan class Optimus Star Convoy. But a lot of people dislike it. I personally, again, this is probably my favorite one to play with. One, because he's big and simple and easy. Two, he's big and simple and easy. The robot looks anime-ish, which I love. The base mode, once tweaked, it's fun. It fits with like all your minifigures and little people and mini bots and stuff. It just works. And as normal, everything is all underneath there at the bottom. Mind you, this is all a separate piece because of the base mode. But Optimus with tank treads on the back and working, working bay doors in there that you can actually put something in there. Oh, I've got the base broken down into some other stuff I was playing with. But yeah, like, I like this. I like this. I really do. And a lot of people are like, but 14th Prime, it was 170. Was it worth 170? I ain't paid that. I paid 115 on Amazon when it was on sale, like they always be doing. But yes, ladies and gentlemen, so yeah, there you go. That is our look, or my look, at all 13 primes, and which were my favorites and which ones weren't. Obviously, Star Convoy is my favorite looking vehicle. And then Solus, Micronus, and the rest of the gang. So yeah, let me know down in the comments if you have all of them, or if you don't, whoever you do have, which one is your favorite out of all of them so far. Now I got to put all of them back. And there was a bonus one that came with Star Convoy, and that is Little Teeny Hot Rod. Hold on. Might as well because it came with him. And, you know, again, remember, core class is dead. We're not going to do core class. And then we found out that we got a core class Jazz coming, or super core, or whatever they call him. But yeah, can't leave him out. He came with Star Convoy, cute little Rodimus, or Hot Rod, or whomever. But there you go. Yeah, honorable mention. So he can go up there with the rest of the vehicles. Everyone is going to stay in vehicle mode. Time to do Unicron. And then I got VBS in 2 hours. So anyways, your buddy 14th Prime. Like, subscribe, share, do all that good stuff for your boy. I'll see y'all later.